Good morning, Richard Morris here from Morris Succession Lawyers down at Bartlett's Beach at beautiful Bonny Hills. And we're back again for the new year. Everyone's back on board and we're keen to get back into it. Now, there's been a fair bit of shark activity across New South Wales in the last week or two, and there's a lot less people in the water this morning. But one thing I was just going to talk about was perhaps the situation where you might have a presumption of death. So can have situations, particularly involving water, for instance, where a person's body can't be found or there can't be a clear determination of death. So what the courts are then faced with is, well, what to do with the person's assets in that situation where it isn't crystal clear that a person has passed away. So you've got basically two categories of presumptions of death. So the first would be one where it can be inferred from the circumstances that the person has passed away without a whole lot of doubt, in the sense that long before MH370 there was a case involving a light aircraft in outback Australia. I think it might have been a couple. They took off on the light aircraft, it disappeared from radar and there was no contact with the plane shortly thereafter. Obviously bank accounts and things weren't touched at any point afterwards either. So the court was able to infer from the circumstances that it was beyond, or on the balance of probabilities, it was more likely that the people have passed away in the plane crash. So that's one instance. You know, when people disappear in the ocean as well, if there's no sighting of them and it's apparent from the circumstances that it's more likely than not that they have passed away, the court can make that inference as well. At the other end of the scale are people who just simply drop off the radar, and it's not easy to point to one particular circumstance or one particular incident where it's likely that they've passed away. In those situations, the court applies a rule of 7 years. So you can have a presumption of death where the person hasn't contacted anyone that they would have normally been expected to contact within that 7-year period. So normally you would be looking at close friends, family, as well as looking at bank accounts and that sort of thing, whether they've been touching any of those. So where there's no one particular incident, then the court can just infer it from the circumstances after 7 years. So it needs to be a 7-year period that you have that presumption of death. So if you or anyone else or someone you know might need assistance with a succession law issue, then please feel free to contact myself or the team at Morris Succession Lawyers. Thank you.